Hello, everyone. I'm currently sick right now, but I'm doing a very special video for you guys today. I have not done a video in a while, so I've just been like doing IRL stuff, like finding a job, and also tomorrow I have a bowling tournament I'm gonna go do, and yeah, it's been busy. Business or Business has been booming. Anyway, let's get right into it. So first, we're gonna be doing a Murder Drones episodes ranking video, and obviously, like, um, where these episodes go is my personal opinion based on my reaction to these episodes. So if you guys want to make your own opinion, go just watch these videos yourself and see if you disagree with me and see if I'm like or try to like correct me or whatever. But yeah, let's get right into the list. So first off is episode one, the pilots, the one that started it all. I gotta say, this episode, for it being like the very first episode to start off the Murder Drones series, I gotta say it's pretty damn good. And I just like it. I really love how it introduces like very likable characters that have such cool detail and at the same time like very freaking funny. Like when I first watched Murder Drones for the very first time, I thought it was gonna be when I thought it was a little bit boring, but then as I like watched more and more, I had such an addiction to the series. So yeah, for this starting the very first, okay, it did have its flaws. I mean, it did have its flaws, but I gotta say, for this starting like the whole Murder series, it's getting an A tier, 100%. I like I know there's gonna be some people saying like, oh no, it's bad. Oh wait, it's actually very freaking good. You should put this in the S tier for being the first episode. No, this is a perfect spot for episode one. Episode two, the heartbeat. So honestly, this episode's pretty underrated. I mean, I don't really see many people talking about this episode, but I gotta say, it was like more dark than episode one, and actually we get to see like different characters and get to see like about like the new program, which is like obviously called the Absolute Solver, and it shows us like more of what the Solver is, like how it could like easily manipulate people and all that stuff. And it also gives and also there's like this little clip in that episode that N was actually was actually a worker drone before, so he did have a past, which was nice. I thought it was pretty cool. It was a little bit boring at some times, but I think this was such an underrated good episode. I'm putting it in B tier. Underrated episode, but it it got a little bit boring. Episode 3, The Promining. I'm saying this, guys. I think this is like the peak. This is the peak of Murder Drones. Episode 3 is the peak of Murder Drones. You want to tell me why? It just feels so aesthetic and it feels so nostalgic. Like, because these robots act like so human like and they're like teenagers, high schoolers, and it just acts, it, like everything from this episode works out so well, in my opinion. And I feel like and also the whole fight scene with Doll and Uzi, I thought that was pretty cool too. And it also had some a really cool um a plot twist at the end that Uzi was also connected to the Silver just like Doll. I thought this episode was just so peak. I'm putting this in S tier. Great episode. Episode 4, the episode 4, Cabin Fever. I gotta say, this was actually. I think this is like the scare. I think this is like the mo. I think this would be like one of the scariest episodes in the series. I gotta say, it's pretty damn good in terms of like detail and art style, and it also shows us like a new environment, such as like the cabin fever, which obviously what this episode is trying to like represent. But yeah, also we get to see like a different version of Uzi, which I thought was pretty scary and cool. And as you go more into this episode, like En and Uzi fall for each other more, which I thought honestly at first I did not see this like a ship coming. So yeah. Uh, I will put episode 4 in A tier. I think it's a bit better than the pilots. Like again, it's my personal opinion. I kind of like enjoyed a little of this a little bit more in terms of like writing, but I in terms of like watching, I did like the pilot more, but in terms of like writing, I think this was better. Episode 5, Home. Guys, we have reached to like the disappointing episode in Murder Drones. I'm sorry if for you I'm gonna get hate for this, but this is obviously D tier, and I'm gonna explain why. The reason why this is in D tier and why it's the most disappointing episode in freaking Murder Drones is because the writing was so freaking bad. It also had a lot of like it also had like a bunch of filler that was not even supposed to be added into this episode. And if this episode actually stuck to what it was actually supposed to be about, which is obviously En's backstory, and never had like Uzi Crow or anything like that in it, this would have been a damn good episode. But I felt like they just rushed it and they wasted it down to the ground. And this is like one of the, like the one of like the least longest episodes. So it represent it like shows me that they actually rushed this episode, and I'm not happy about it. Like Liam, I'm sorry, you're cool, man, but this episode was honestly not necessary in terms of writing. Like you could have like done a little bit better with this. I'm sorry, bro. I like your show, but seriously. Episode 6, Dead End. I would say this is a bit better. I would say this is a bit better than Home. I would say it's pretty bad because it was boring and we there's a new character in this episode, but we got to only know a tiny bit of her, and then she dies immediately, and then they all I know about this episode is that they get attacked by these robots what they're called, sentinels, is that what they're called? Yeah, that's what they're called, and that's basically it. And then they get captured by this weird girl that I was talking about that we get to see we get to know about a tiny bit of her. Her name's Alice. That's her name. But again, I didn't really like this episode. I'm sorry, but I didn't enjoy this episode at all. Like it just it just didn't work with me. I don't know what to say about this episode, but it just didn't work with me. I'm putting this in in C tier. Oh my god, I'm gonna get a bunch of hate in the comments, am I? Oh my god. Next, episode 7, the mass destruction. I gotta say, this revived. This brought my hopes back for Murder Drones. Episode 7 Episode 7 like literally brought my hopes back for Murder Drones. Like like it really did. Like it felt like so cool. Like the writing was more better. It was more better. Like it had better writing choices, and we got to know a lot about Dolls and Uzi's backstory, which was nice. And there was also a very dramatic fight scene with Uzi and N. I mean, obviously Uzi was corrupted, and all, I just honestly there it did have a flaw where I kind of saw like Tessa actually being seen from a mile away, so that's what I didn't like about this episode, but that was basically it. That was actually like my only problem with this episode. Oh, wait, there's another thing. We don't even get to know. Oh, we need like to get to know more about like the humans that were trying to like crucify like Nori or something, or they were like using some sort of cross thing on her. I don't know. Also, she also lost some memory. I'll put this. I'm actually gonna put this like above Cabin Fever. I felt like this had better writing than Cabin Fever, but it did have its flaws. Episode 8, Absolute End. this like, dude, I had hopes for this episode, but no, I felt like this episode was very disappointing. This ending, I guys, obviously you guys can't disagree with me on this one. The whole episode was rushed. The writing was a bit terrible. Okay, the only good thing about this episode was the fight scene, and that's it. It may have like a dramatic, some dramatic point, like some dramatic scenes in like in this episode, but that's pretty much it. And it also did, and also Jay came back, which was nice. I obviously, uh, obviously Jay was wait, no, wait, not Jay. It was V, yeah. Honestly, 'cause I saw V coming back from a mile away because everybody said, "Oh yeah, we want her to come back." Honestly, if she just stayed dead, that would have honestly been fine. That would have actually been a better, that actually would have been a better written. But then you just bring her back like she doesn't die by the Sentinels. Like she all of a sudden just uses it. Like it makes no sense. Like this episode makes absolutely no sense. I did not like this episode at all. Okay, it's like a decent ending, but this episode was bad in terms of writing. This like I did not like this episode whatsoever. I'm sorry, like, but I'm giving this. I'll put this above Dead End because Absolute End felt actually it was more enjoyable than Dead End. I actually enjoy this more, but yeah. Oh yeah, okay guys, here's my final ranking. Um, so episode 3, The Promenading, it felt so nostalgic and I really loved the aesthetic of the episode and I felt like it fitted perfectly. Mass Destruction, it revived like the whole Merge Zones show and I also just really love the cool dramatic fight scene. Cabin Fever, I really liked like I really liked the new form of Uzi and Uzi's love relationship in this episode. The Merjones pilots, a very good pilot, and it's just good. Like I don't really have that much to complain about it. Episode 2, um, the Heartbeats, underrated episode, but a bit boring. Uh, Episode 8, Absolute End, uh, a very wasted potential ending that could have been better. A dead end. It was just boring, and I barely remember anything from this episode. Episode 5, get in the fucking trash bin. Alright, guys. So yeah, the honestly, I think Murder the whole Murder series is great, and it did have like like some bad episodes, but then it like the whole like idea of the show is great and it's funny and it's just very enjoyable, and that's why I get why people love Murder a lot. But again, like this ranking was my opinion. Go watch these episodes by your own if you want to make your own opinion. So yeah, that was like the whole tier list. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment down below if I could do other tier lists that you guys want me to do. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.